Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Me, Her, and Everything Else. It's your girl Stephanie Coca Adirinoku here, and joining me today on this this is going to be a bombshell episode, by the way, is none other than the Queen, Dabota Lawson.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, girl, we go way back, but hi.
No, hi.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Guys, today we're going to be talking about something I feel like people have spoken about a lot. But
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's cool to talk to somebody that's been a pageant queen as well, because we have a lot of people that have a notion that pageant queen winners tend to be on the fairer skin tone side. So yeah, you don't have to guess.
And just generally have the pressure to, maintain a certain skin tone.
Yeah. So guys, if you haven't guessed already, we're talking about skin bleaching today, and the effects. The notion that it means you're more beautiful. Because I'm just gonna say this, but just because you're light skin doesn't mean you're fine.
No, not really.
Like a lot of people out here be thinking they're like really, I feel bad saying this, but really, really fine. And it's like, no, you're just light skin. But that doesn't mean you're not beautiful, but you can't now see someone. They feel like maybe if they see a dark skinned person, they're like, oh no, she's dark. Oh no, she can't compete. It's fine.
It's a typical mentality with Black people, not even like Caucasian people or Asian people. It's Black people that do that even more. So when you're light skinned, it's more of a thing that like you're more attractive as opposed to beautiful. Everybody who's light skinned and beautiful, but most likely more attractive. You'll just notice the person because, they're just they look like
yeah, it's like the light as well, So, like on set.
That's not to say dark-skinned girls are not attractive.
Of course.
They are attractive, but I don't know why. I just don't know why. I don't know why people would just say a light-skinned girl is more attractive.
It's this whole like from slavery and all that, and the way they segregated us. Okay, these lighter people, they let them come inside the house, and the darker ones, continue picking cotton. So I guess it all really stemmed from there, but we've really not let it go. And especially in this side of part of the world, like Africa, it's crazy because we need melanin in this country. It's hot on this continent. It's hot, so. I don't understand how women would just sit down and start stripping themselves using harsh chemicals. And the worst part is they're using it on their babies.
That's something I recently heard. People bleaching their kids. I still don't want to believe that.
No, it's true. I actually still don't want to believe that was bleaching her child.
Why would you bleach?
Because she didn't want. Because she was dark skinned. She said she didn't want her child to be dark, to be, like not an outcast, but she just wanted the child to be able to attain the height of success or whatever. And she thought that would come by them being
generally, someone told me one time that even as a child, if you had a black and a white paper in front of you, you're most likely going to pick the white one. Generally, human beings, we associate brightness, light with beauty, with goodness, and darkness with evil and all kinds of things. So we grew up following the Western world, and majority of the people that are from that environment are white. So we just feel they're lighter, they're brighter.
Yeah.
For us to achieve or be like them, we need to also look like them. But people still talk about bleaching in terms of self-hate. I wouldn't say it's a thing of self-hate. I would say there's a lot of insecurities. I would say there are cases of skin disorder. Like for me personally, the first time I ever put any kind of toning or skin lightening cream on my body was when I was 21, I think. I had just dyed my hair and I thought I was having a reaction to the dye. So I just started breaking out all over.
Okay.
And one thing led to another. I noticed my back was covered in acne as well as my chest, and this is me who is, everything beauty. I was not yet a beauty queen at the time. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be out there. How can I have all this thing that look like rashes, whatever, all over my back, around my chest, on my face? And my first course of action was to lighten those spots, take away the scars, remove them. And the easiest thing I could get my hands on at the time was toning creams.
And how easy was it for you to get that? Was it just readily available?
I mean, at the time I was in the UK.
Okay.
So it was creams that had hydroquinone, 2% in it. I had researched on them, how to remove dark spots, how to remove the acne, how to remove the pimple. And that's how it started. Yes, and that's how it started. And one thing led to another. I'm trying to clear up my chest. My chest is looking lighter. My chest can be light. My back is light. My arms are dark.
Right.
My face is white. My body is dark. So you have to blend. Next thing, I'm putting it all over my body. And people are complimenting me saying, oh my God, I like the way your skin looks. You look fairer. You look nicer. You look, people are actually responding to, you look good. You look better than before when I had not touched anything. And, before you know it, you're trapped in something that you never planned to be trapped in. So it's not always from a place of self-hate. For me, it was a skin disorder. I have hormonal acne, and I've been dealing with it up until now that I know better. I know I don't need to use toning creams. I still use them sometimes because they're prescribed by my esthetician or dermatologist to remove acne scars. But I wouldn't just use any bleaching cream just because I want to get, I have other ways to maintain my skin tone, to keep my skin bright. Yeah. We now have the IVs. I do a lot of chemical peels. Right now, I've been using retinol oil on my skin. So it just constantly exfoliates your skin, and I use sunscreen. I didn't used to take sunscreen seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I did not used to take sunscreen seriously up until 2 years ago. And then I started using sunscreen more. And I realized, well, my skin actually looks healthier, better than before, and still bright the way I like it.
Yeah. So now, when you say healthier, because now I'm going to go back to what you said about where people were what's the word? They were complimenting you now. So people were complimenting you when you were using these creams. But how did that now make you feel? Because you continued using them, obviously because you wanted to even everywhere out.
Yes.
But deep down, did that make you feel like, oh, well, if they're complimenting me, maybe I look better than I did before? Overall?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I felt like I look better than before because everybody,
saying
the same thing.
But could you see it for yourself? You did you feel it as well? Did you feel it like, okay, I actually feel like I look better now than I did before? I
mean, it's words, right? It's so powerful. You start to feel that way. Right. I actually look better. I have to keep up. I have to maintain this tone. I have to maintain, and it's where you're trying to maintain it that you start dabbling into, because these things, you use them for a while. Yeah. They don't work for so long. It stops working. You're looking for something stronger. That you go into that, it stops working, and that's how you really, really damage your skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to sound like, somebody on a high horse, right? But I've never used bleaching products, like maybe a cream or whatever, knowingly. But I know that, like when I say knowingly, I didn't set out to buy any bleaching products, and I have not used any to my knowledge, apart from those ones that have maybe 1%, 2% to correct, as you said.
Yeah.
But interesting thing is that I've been going out lately, and people have been saying oh, you're really light skinned. On Instagram, you look darker. Maybe you're doing something to your pictures. You just look lighter in person. And that's especially when I wear...
Because even when I met you, you weren't this light.
Okay. So, no, see now, right, I was even going to get to that now,
this was many years ago.
So now I was thinking, wait, so if you people think that I'm lighter in person and on Instagram, you think I look darker, because I have this thing of I never like my foundation to ever look like white.
Yeah.
So I always buy the foundation that's darker. So now I'm thinking, so have I all these years been using the wrong shade? And now going back to what you said about when you first met me, now I was going to talk about this thing. When you see people's pictures from back in the days, they always look darker. And I'm just like, is it the cameras we were using, because come on guys, it can't all just be camera, sun, lighting, all that we didn't have before, that is now making people just look darker automatically.
I think when you're younger, your skincare routine, the way you take care of yourself is totally different as of now. Like,
yes,
I'm sure if I walk into your beauty room, I mean, I would see products that are really, really good or well known, as opposed to before, when we just shower, your deodorant, you use the same cream for your body all the way to your face, and you're gone. You don't even apply sunscreen. Nighttime routine is not so great. You know, you don't do body scrubs. You don't really take care of yourself as much as you do as you get older.
So yes, you actually proved what I was saying about that. Back in the days, you actually just didn't look after your skin. So therefore, the dead skin and, you know, the discoloration was there. But now, and this comes down to money as well. I mean, when we were younger, we might not have had the opportunity to spend as much, and we didn't care enough. We're probably more concerned about other things.
Yeah.
But now we're so concerned about it. But people that actually, for people like me that would say, oh, I've never bleached, I've never done this. But then again, you say that, but you don't actually realize that the products you're using, they have maybe not bleaching agents, but even toning, like the retinol, hydroquinone, because a lot of things like Cosmelan, it has like, even though they say doesn't really have, but these things, obviously, if you're doing chemical peels, because I do chemical peels, it's stripping hyperpigmentation away, right? So I'm just, for the people out there that will be sitting there and be like, oh, I don't bleach, I've not done that. You might have toned and you don't know it. It's just a way of you keeping your skin fresh. So how do you think?
But when people are talking about bleaching, I don't think they're talking about people looking better 10 years later. I think they're usually referring to those people that come from, you know.
But I think the lines sometimes get blurred.
People that do it the Michael Jackson way.
Okay. There's people that do it the extreme, but there's people that actually use cream, and there's not cream. They're literally just looking after their skin.
So, yeah.
But there's a thin line. As you said, the person would start looking lighter, and it's not that they set out to bleach, but it's, again, healthier skin. So is healthier skin now linked to brighter skin, lighter skin? Do you see what I mean? Like brighter, lighter,
okay,
there's a thin line.
You mentioned something called melanin. When you're taking care of your skin properly, it shouldn't really affect your melanin production. So if you were dark and you're taking care of your skin should be glowing. It should look healthy. If maybe you were naturally lighter, but perhaps due to lack of extensive self-care, your skin is not as it should be, and then you start taking care of your skin and you get lighter, that's a different ballgame.
Right.
When we talk about bleaching, we're talking about really stripping off layers of your skin. I mean, I think there was a video one time that was trending where this lady was literally peeling off. She had done this chemical bath, and then she was literally peeling off the skin. Like, you could see her skin falling off, and then a whiter layer, showing up after she had done that. Okay, so do you remember that video?
No, I have not seen that, but I'm getting my head.
Yes, I don't know if anybody else.
Some production have seen it. Okay, so now we've discussed it. So now there's a difference between toning and moving, being darker when you were a bit younger because you weren't looking after your skin as much. Now we're going into the actual act of bleaching. So that's intentionally trying to whiten your skin. And there have been a lot of documentaries on it. There was Beverly Naya's skin documentary. Lola OJ did a documentary on it as well. And we saw, well, I didn't see what you're talking about, but they've seen it. But I saw some really crazy things online about the way people are so serious about getting rid of this melanin that they use things that they don't even know what's inside it, what people have mixed in it, and they end up getting things like skin cancer. They destroy some of their organs because of the chemicals are getting into their blood systems. Now, but people are still doing it. That's the crazy thing. Even with knowing certain side effects, they're still doing it. So
everybody knows there's no health benefit from bleaching. But people do it anyway, and this is the psychological part of things. I think society, pressure, maybe slave trade mentality, the desire to be more accepted comes into play at this point in time. So it's not about safety anymore. It's not about the future of what it would do to me. It's about now. For the people who are still doing it, is about, I want to look like this and I'm going to look like that. And this is how I'm going to go about it, to whatever extreme that they're looking at getting there.
Yeah, when you say society, I think the media has a big part to play, huge part to play. Because, before people would complain that there's only fair-skinned women that are on TV. And then there was that advert that one of the Big Brother ex-housemates was in.
Yeah.
And I know Sophie actually spoke about it online, and she was just like, this is such poor representation, because you had darker women gawking at a mixed race lady, and they were literally like, oh, like, you can use this soap so you can look like her, like she looks so beautiful, doesn't she? Now the message that is sending out to young darker skinned women, and those that didn't even think, oh, there was anything wrong with their skin before,
will start to think that's how you need to look to be accepted. Yeah. I think the message they were trying to pass across, the way they went about it, was not really the greatest. But I don't think the intention of the owner is to belittle dark-skinned people.
Yeah, so so it might not be. So that's the thing. We don't really know what we're doing because we're so used to it.
I mean, in secondary school, when they're doing the prospectus, when there's an excursion in Nigeria, they always pick the mixed race kids first now. Yes. They always put them on the cover of the school book. They always put them in front. Whenever the school wants students to represent them, they choose the mixed race kids first. They even generally, just to prove that a school is international and good. On their prospectus and on their website, they tend to put the mixed race kids out there as opposed to the darker skinned kids who are maybe more intelligent. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they're more intelligent, but maybe you have a darker skinned child that is an A-star student, but they won't pick you to put you in the front line of the school's prospectus, a representation of the school, and so many things. They're most likely going to, even in class, and they do all this competition and they'll say, who is the finest girl in this class? Most likely the light-skinned girl. You know, so you can imagine a young girl growing up in that kind of environment who is dark skinned, and you just can't wait till you grow up so that you can get to that place. So it comes from so many different places, but people just like to narrate and, you know, act like the people that do it are the most disgusting people in the world. It's a lot of psychological... there's a lot of trauma go through as well. Yes,
yeah, no, definitely.
That leads to that. Even when they talk about it in terms of slave mentality, it's still a level of trauma.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, even when you think about like parents and aunties and just like family members, you know, the way they even talk about describe kids. So maybe they'll say like, oh, yellow pepper, or my yellow this, or and then maybe the other one, Coke and Fanta. And it's now like, oh yeah, Coca-Cola. And then they'll be calling her like Yadudu. In Yoruba, they'll say Yadudu. Like, oh, the dark skin one.
It's like when I come back from school, when I was in boarding school, I'll come back from school and, you know, everybody at home, my aunties, what happened to you?
Okay.
You look so dark.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll have that face like you look so dark. You're not taking care of yourself in that school. What is going on? Look at your face, so black. You know, they'll say things like you're just like
it with dirt.
You know, it just keeps registering in your head, and you're growing up. The day you have access to solve that problem, I mean, it's now a problem for you, right? Because all your life they've been describing you that way. They always say, I bet go you that you don't know anything. See as you're black. Yeah. See as you're black. Like, is being black a crime? They was got that one black, like, you know, they just, you know, reference people that way. Yeah. And a lot of young girls went through this. Even from the people that they love the most. Yeah,
even parents.
From
like
their parents, their teachers.
There's some parents that they're literally like, oh, is that my child? Because all of us are fair, and then they have, there's a dark-skinned child, and they're like, okay, yeah, this is our, you know. And it's like, okay, but it's just a shade, it's a color, but it's the notion that we are all light skinned, but you're all black people. And that's one thing that people tend to forget, that black people come in different shades. And they just like to emphasize once there's somebody that looks on the darker side in a family, they will pinpoint that person. Or if there's a light skinned person, they kind of like uphold them, like, oh yeah, see our fine baby in the family.
And then there's still the case of, I mean, it doesn't just end at bleaching. It's for people that bleach. Sometimes their defense is, well, I'm bleaching. You two, you're wearing blonde hair. You're wearing lashes. That's not real. You wear makeup. That's not real, you know? I mean,
speaking
of
makeup,
that's how some people see it.
So people are
so
really
it's
out
like
here.
It's a for some people, this is just a general beauty routine. The way you wear wigs, you wear fake hair to make yourself look pretty. It's how I want to put cream on my body because it makes me feel pretty when I'm lighter, you know?
Okay.
So
that analogy is very interesting.
Yeah.
But okay, you own a cosmetics company, Dabota Cosmetics. Now, you must see a lot of women that come in and they're darker and they want to use lighter foundation. And you're like, no, this is the color that they should use, right? Like, what do you do in those situations? How do you even talk to these women? Or because I don't know, like how you would want a lighter foundation than your color and not see that it's not going to work for you.
I get that with my more mature clients, and it's not really about them wanting to look fairer. It's just they just like their powder to look bright.
Oh, is it just a thing?
It's just a thing. They feel like when they take pictures, you know, like as you age, your face drops gradually, and it's almost like the darker your foundation and powder is, the more like it almost feels like you don't look happy. But when it's brighter, it covers a lot of blemishes. It looks more porcelain-like, and they feel good about it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We just work a way that it doesn't look scary. Like you're not
because that's
like
what I'm thinking. Like if you're a different shade and you've got a different shade, it's like you look like you have a white cast over your face. Like, is there anything like weird that you found in this business, like with women that have been purchasing your products?
Because I don't, I've only just recently gone into skincare where I have an acne set. That's with that product I have seen a lot, as opposed to makeup where maybe I've just seen people who have used bad cream, so they have like bad case of melasma or sunburn around their eyes.
What do you call that? You know when some women's necks are like burnt, like it's green. You can see that it's green and then it's got patches. What is that called? Have you seen like where their colour starts to go green?
There are different reasons for that. So it could be from using harsh chemicals on your skin. Sometimes it might just be some medical condition that causes it. Yeah.
Because a lot of them, I see them, they can't go out in the sun.
The green and red eyes.
Yeah. And a lot of them say like they can't go out during the day because the sun.
Do you know some people take pride in looking like that?
Like, but green? People take pride in looking green.
You see, when you're in the beauty industry, you meet all kinds of people. So sometimes I go to the markets just to see what's happening there. And I've met girls that will say, forget. You see all this and it shows that you're taking care of yourself, that you're a big girl, you're rubbing cream. Your skin has to get to that point where it looks like rubber. That's when you know that you've arrived. Yes. So different people, different mentality. You'll be shocked. You know, the different stories, the different reasons and ways people go about bleaching. It's not just somebody looking at themselves and thinking, I hate myself. It goes from so many different levels that you cannot begin to imagine. Because and they have them in groups and they feel good about themselves when they see your skin looking at it. It's like, yes, this woman is really rubbing cream. Yeah. It's a thing of pride.
Maybe it also shows that she has affluence or money. Because you have to have money to continue that routine.
So,
whereas outside, the people on the outside probably looking in thinking, oh, it's self-confidence. But what you're saying is it's not always self-confidence.
And some people are looking at them thinking, oh, this woman looks horrible. But she has a group of people where she's coming from that she has a bad bitch, that she has rubbed cream. The skin is now looking like rubber. Are you kidding me? You know? And she will tell you, how dare you talk to me? Do you know how much I spend on my body? Do you know how much I use on my skin? You know? So problems. It's different levels to this thing. I've even gotten to a point where I give up. I know my own story. I know how it started, and that's for me.
Have people said that you've bleached?
Yes, people always like, I've had people attack me, you know, at different times saying, oh, I'm bleaching and whatnot. And in my head, I'm just like, I'm not even going to explain myself to you. I'm not going to talk to you about it because you don't even know the kind of things I deal with my skin, you know. So there are times when you see that when I'm not struggling with any kind of acne or whatever, my skin is like, now my skin tone is not different from when I was a kid at this point. But because, you know, my early adult years, when I wasn't really taking care of myself, I look way darker. And then there was a time when I was really actively using toning creams, I look way lighter. People just conclude that, oh, you've never looked like this before.
Right.
You know, but I don't bother myself because I know the struggles. I know how it feels to, you know, see those things on your body and feel helpless and not be able to do anything about it. Like right now, when I have those breakouts, I have safer ways to go about it. 2 weeks, last week, I went and I did a vampire facial. So basically, you know, forcing your skin to produce collagen, elastin, more firm, tighten your pores, you know, cleanse, remove the acne scars without bleaching. The skin will heal on its own and bring about new skin, and you're just looking flawless.
You know, without knowledge and education of certain things, you know, people can listen to you now and feel like, but you're probably, that's like some form of like bleaching or something. And it's not. But it's not. They just are not aware of what actually some of these procedures entail. And a lot of people think it's just literally hydroquinone people are using. Even the glutathione, this is a really big thing now. Is it the
glutathione?
Yeah, I can never pronounce that. Glutathione drips, right? The IV. Okay, so yes, let's talk about that because people have been using that. And before, I thought it was for like health benefits. Then I found out it was for like skin, like just to brighten up your skin. But some people have made it like a weekly routine or monthly whatever regimen where they actually are on these drips and they start to actually look lighter as opposed to just
your body naturally produces glutathione, and it's an antioxidant. It really does a lot of good for your system, your kidneys, your skin, so many health benefits. When you start to use glutathione, the side effect is it stops your melanin production. Most people that use it are usually cancer patients.
Okay.
They use it to help them to revive their organs that have gone through so much from chemotherapy. And then you notice that pale side of them. They become pale during the recovery stage, you know. So once people had found out, and because your body naturally produces it, it's not as harmful if you use it. Maybe you don't abuse it. It's not as harmful, but it will still help with that. That side effect is what people are looking for, whilst they're also enjoying the other benefits of glutathione. And that's why it's so popular and people aren't condemning it, because it's really not harmful as... you know,
people aren't condemning it, but people are literally using it as another form of bleaching. Like, in a way.
It's a side effect. It's a side effect. Regardless, you still get the other benefits. The side effect is your melanin production.
But surely there must be some type of but there must be another side effect for you using something, even though it's in your body. But the fact that you're like abusing
too much of glutathione can actually affect your liver.
Yes, I thought so.
Too much of it, especially when you're taking it by IV. If you take glutathione orally, by the time your body breaks it down, there's little to nothing that goes into your system. So you have to take the pill like every day for about 6 to 8 months for you to actually see the effect, which is why people or maybe scientists or decided or made it more
accessible.
Or maybe popular opinion is better to do it with IV. It's just like vitamin C. If you like, take 2,000 milligrams, 3,000 milligrams, your body will just take what it needs and the rest will come out in your urine.
Let's talk about some of these men. How have men played a role in this whole like bleaching thing?
They've played a huge role.
Yes, they have.
a very huge role in this.
Has a guy ever said to you like anything about like your skin tone? Be like, oh, maybe, I wish you're a bit lighter, or I usually date like light skinned girls. Is it any type of comment like that?
Not about me, but just generally expressing themselves about the kind of women they like. I had a guy that told me one time, I have yellow fever. I like yellow girls.
He's definitely sick.
Different. It's preference. You can't really judge people for saying they prefer a lighter skinned woman, because there are men that would not even go near a light skinned woman and will go, yes, because of media entertainment, more light skinned women are on TV, or you see them on the arms of people that are talked about, but it doesn't mean that dark skinned women are not still bagging really, really good men. In fact, sometimes I feel like men play a lot with light-skinned girls, and wife up a lot of dark-skinned girls, and it's crazy. But I notice most times you say, check every Saturday, you have 10 wedding photos. Maybe like 8 of the brides are dark skin. There's only 2 light-skinned girls. And you see all these light-skinned girls with so much drama in their relationship. And I'm just like, what is going on here?
Well, do you know what? It might also be like, as you said, that maybe they don't take light skin, because it's a bit, if we generalize now, it'd be hard. But let's just say, for the sake of the topic, right? Light skinned women, because they're almost seen as like this, maybe like they're in that category of like, trophy, because of the way the society has built up light skinned women. Maybe they look at them like, they lust over them, as opposed to look like, think of them as, wife material. And also, because light-skinned women are told all the time, maybe that they're pretty, you're beautiful, they also feel like, I can get any guy, whatever I can do. I can do anyhow. I don't know.
There's light-skin privilege.
There's definitely light-skin privilege. I'm not even gonna lie.
But there's still more powerful, beautiful black
women,
dark-skinned women, as well.
Yeah, but it's important for us all to have knowledge and to be open-minded.
Like now with my acne set.
Please, yes.
So I have this acne set, and the content of that product is everything that would just make your skin produce more collagen, shed off the dead skin, tighten your pores so your pores are not open where bacteria is going in easily and making you break out more. It has some anti-aging properties, and it has a lot of vitamins to help, nurture your skin. And over time, you would realize that, it's actually clearing up without me even bleaching my skin. Right. So 10, 15 years of dealing with acne.
You've learned a lot.
I've learned a lot.
Is this Dabota Skincare? What's it called?
No, it's called Acne Solution Formula.
Okay. Acne Solution Formula, and we can get it on. We can hit you up on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram.
Okay. And Dabota Cosmetics. And the Lipstick Bible. Come on.
It's coming back.
Come back.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on and shedding so much light on this light topic. It's a lightening topic, and we are I hope you've all learned something, and less judgment, more knowledge and education on things like this.
Yes.
But we're still going to talk about this BBL thing. The BBL thing is a pandemic on its own. So guys, please follow and like and share this episode with your friends, and please follow our lovely guest.
Yes.
What's your handle?
Dabota Lawson.
At Dabota Lawson. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.